All right, folks. I'm going to talk loud and in the studio now. The studio, as I call it, the sunroom in the trap house. Um, my name is Kevin Douglas Berg. I'm here to promote thought. That's my goal. I like to move humanity forward with what I'm doing. So, I was at Cadillac, right? And it's probably after a week. I took out the STS with the silver trim, loaded to go get Taco Bell right after they washed it. So my boss is like, I'm kind of fucking done with you, Berg. You're doing stupid shit. He's like, I have this client and he's got to go to the airport. And I'm like, cool. We'll go to the airport. I'll drop him off. I can do that, right? Yeah. Just Toledo, boom, drop off, fine. Um, we go to Speedway real quick. Get a Snickers, gets a Coke, get some snacks, whatever. And go up to the airport. Um, this guy, in my mind, I know he already bought the STS. He got the wheels. He got the rims. He didn't negotiate anything. In my head, he's a sucker, right? In my head, he's a sucker. He's a laydown. He's a know nothing, know nothing about the street, willing to sit there and get bled for the full price and the tires and this and that. Don't perceive people how they are because what you think you know they are. That's what this is called. He holds the door open for some guys coming back and forth. So they're mechanics and they're all greasy and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, that's really nice of him. Because usually a lot of people won't do that because they're too much into themselves. He's wearing a suit. He's nice. He's all decked out. We pull into the airport, and I'm like, what gate are you coming out? I mean, where are you flying from? Where are you going to? What's your airline? What gate do you have to be at? He's like, pull in. He's like, go to the right. Go to the right? There's no planes here. No, there's corporate jets and more corporate jets and more corporate jets. Never forget this. Shivers. He pulls up and he goes, do you know anything about my background? And I'm like, no, I don't, sir. I own a spring factories. I got into it because of surplus of springs, and I started selling them a while back. Guy was in his 50s or 60s. Very nice guy. He's like, I have a private jet. And then I'm thinking in my back of my head, and then he says, I understand sales, I understand people, I understand I didn't even ask for $1 off on that car. But he goes, you know why? You know why? God has given me the chance to do that. What you see, and he says, what you see and what you think are two different things. Don't let that cloud don't let that cloud the possibility of said person, situation, or whatever to be bigger than what it is. Guy private jet. Parked Cadillac right next to the tarmac. Went out and talked to the pilot. He's like, Kevin, be gracious. Kevin, be thankful. Kevin, give back. Shook my hand. He goes, thank you very much, Kevin Berg. I appreciate it. You're a good guy. And that was it. Life lesson there, folks. I thought he was a sucker. I thought he was a laydown. I thought he knew shit from Shinola. Obviously, he knew the world and how business works. A self-made millionaire off springs of all things, which is weird, garage doors. If you look them up, you can't do the garage, apply for that job. You can't do a garage door spring replacement. It is very volatile. You got to watch what the hell you're doing. You can kill yourself or somebody else. The first person in Toledo that bought a Cadillac Cash that I saw, his name was Spud. Spud. You heard that right. Guess what he owned? Junkyards. He came in a three-piece suit. I went to Spud's before and I saw him using coveralls and everything else. And I go, is that the... And my manager's like, yeah, that's the guy who owns Spud's. And I'm like, isn't he the... He's like, yes, he is the... But once again, don't think because they're like this and that and the other, they're going to be like this, that, and the other. So working on Mercedes. The guy does not want to come in. His representative does. And I'm like, why can't your client come in? Is he sick? Is he this? He's like, no, he's got other things to deal with. And I'm like, that's interesting. He doesn't want to come in and buy a car because and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I signed, got him his car, this guy, and attorney, and all this other bullshit. And he's like, he's a very busy man. And I'm like, all right, how busy can he be? And he comes back and he tells me he owns like 26 chemical factories. I could not get with him. Not that he was ignoring me. He understood priorities and he had people in place to do so. I myself got dressed up as in my painting clothes and I stopped by a Porsche dealership. Porsche dealership, I started walking around. Excuse me, sir, can I help you? No, I'm just looking. All right. Walked right away. Walk right away. I got in my Cadillac suit and I walked in there completely different. Completely different. You don't know what that person is about. You misconstrue things and places and assumptions and people and ideas and nothing. You don't grow. You don't grow. Because you have your way or the highway. You have your opinion, no one else's. You have your ideas, everybody else doesn't take your idea. They're insulting you. So you kind of take your ball, go home. Fucking ignorant. Excuse my language. Fucking ignorant. You're missing times to grow. That guy off the street, he's a heart of gold. That guy off the street, he could have, he could have a huge house and whatever. He said, fuck it. I'm sick of all this bullshit, I just want to chill and be a bum. Or he could have had an addiction. Or he could have an affliction. Or he could have went through something very traumatic that put him there, but he's still a human being. Everybody is a human being. Blood, energy, thought, emotion, feeling. Don't just ever credit a human being and their time. That's humanity. Right there, that's humanity. I know I went like here to there, but it's a perception that gives you an assumption. The assumption gives you how you think you should look at whatever it is you're looking at. Don't let that become like that. Be open to be open. That way we move humanity forward. Not assumptions, assumed ideas, perceptions, stigma, stereotypes. That doesn't help anybody. Anybody. We have to do better as a society to learn not to do that. Thank you very much for coming to my channel. I'm Kevin Berg. What was I saying blog? I'm here to provoke thought, and my goal is to move humanity forward. God bless, world peace, and you are the people that are saving me. Have a good one.